programmers, and welcome to Codners. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to your second tutorial of C# programming language, where we are learning through making simple projects and designing the graphic user interface. In the previous tutorial, I've showed you guys how we can make something like this. So just a walkthrough to someone who has never been there, but you can go back and watch that tutorial. We have explained how we can change the form border style from sizable to none. It was unsizable, or you can put it, we're working it on none, and we have shown you guys how you can add the text boxes, the date and time picker, which we find in our toolbox. So in this tutorial, we're going ahead and try to make this thing usable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how we can work with buttons. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set a listener that will submit this info that the user inputs here. So it's going to capture all the data and store it in our database. So in this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to make this button work. So what we're going to do is we're going to use what are called listeners. So if you go to properties, we'll find it in the button listener on the events. Is the click listener that we're going to use. So the simplest way to do this is just to go and click the button and say double click the button. If we double click it, it will create a method for us, which is button one click, which is the one click listener. So in this case, we are going just to know that if whether this button works or not. So what I'm going to do is, if I click submit, I just wanted to say something to the user. So what we're going to do is we're going to display something called message boxes. Message boxes are boxes that we interact with each and every day with your softwares. If you click a certain button, and if it works, it shows us something. So in order to do that, we use what is called a message box. So I'm going to type message box dot show. It's going to show, it's going to tell the user that the potatoes are submitted. Okay, so one more time, in order for this button to work, we have to click it double time to set the on click listener for this button. And I've double clicked, and we use the method called messagebox.show and input a string right in here, which is going to display. This is the message that is going to be displayed in the message box. Let me go ahead and debug it so that we can see. Okay, here is our potatoes project. So if I hit submit, here goes our message box. This is the box that shows us that our program is working very fine. If I click OK, it disappears. So I just wanted to go ahead and show you how to make this exit button work. So if you guess well, in this case we're going to do the thing that we've done in the previous button. We're just going to double click it, and I'm going to say message box. Oh no, this is the exit button. So we are going to exit this this software. Okay, so I'm going to use this method private void button to click listener. So I'm going to say this dot dispose. Okay, what it is going to do is going to check if I have clicked this button first, and if I have clicked this button, is going to run this method, which is this dot dispose. What is going to do is going to dispose this form and exit the application. Let's go ahead and debug. Okay, if I click submit, potatoes are submitted, then exit, then the program goes. Okay, you can add a message box which shows thank you for using this software. We are exiting in 5 seconds. So in order to do that, we use what is called a timer. So where can we find a timer? A timer is found obviously in our toolbox. Then I'm going to search for what is called a timer. If I click here, then I'm going to put it inside the form. Then if I double click it in timer tick, then I'm going to say this dot dispose. So which means in whatever time I'm going to assign to this timer. So in order to do that, to save the time, I'm going to go to the properties, and I'm going to set the interval to 5 seconds, which is 5,000 milliseconds. Okay, then I'm going to customize this. So in the event of pressing this button, what is going to happen is going to first display a text box, a message box showing that thank you for using this software, then dispose if the timer is elapsed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this button 2 thing. Then in this method I'm going to say message box dot show is going to appreciate the user. So I'm going to say thank you for recording potatoes today. Okay, so if the user hits exit, it's going to thank him for recording potatoes today. Then after that, it's going to start the timer. It's going to start counting the seconds so that it can close automatically the Windows form. So I'm going to say timer 1 dot start. Okay, so once again, on clicking this button, we're going to display the message box to the user. Thank you the user for recording potatoes today, then starting the timer. So this is the method of the timer, which is 5 seconds here, which is 5,000 milliseconds, which is 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds, this timer is going to close this. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the timer. If 5 seconds have elapsed, then I'm going to stop it. Timer dot stop. Then after stopping, it's going to dispose the form. Okay, so we're going to debug the program. I'm going to minimize so that you guys can see clearly. Okay, so on submit, the potatoes are submitted. On exit, thank you for recording potatoes today. Okay, and after exactly 5 seconds, our form has to be closed like this. So that's it for this tutorial. I'm going to make a recap so that you guys can understand what we have just did. We have just made these buttons to work. So in order for to make them work, we just double click them, and Microsoft Visual Studio created this method for us, and we said message box. We call the message box, please show the potatoes are submitted, so that the user can know. On clicking OK, then it returns to our page. Then on the exit button, what we have just did, we have added the timer class to our Windows form. So the timer is going to uh, check count uh, if whether 5 seconds have elapsed. So if the 5 seconds has elapsed, it's going to close the entire program. So what we have gone to the button and displayed the message, and we said, please message box show to the user that thank you for recording potatoes today, and after that please start the timer. So if this timer have started upon 5 seconds, this timer is going to stop. If the timer have stopped, is going to close our program for us. So it's going to automatically do that for us. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you. Cheers.